Celine versus Louis Vuitton. Which is the better brand for you? Hello everyone, welcome back to another mommy review where I review all things for the love of. Today I am going into Louis Vuitton versus Celine. Which is the better brand? And in fact, which is the better brand for you? Now, before I get started, if you like the content on this channel, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for considering, and welcome back to those of you who are already subscribers of the channel. Welcome back to this handbag lover's journey. So today I am doing a comparison between these two infamous luxury fashion powerhouses. Now I know that both brands are super popular for luxury handbags, though I think LV is a little bit more popular than Celine. However, I do think that Celine has a lot to offer. Celine is such a classic, timeless, and just a lot of sophisticated silhouettes for handbags, whereas I think Louis Vuitton is known for the LV monogram. So all in all, I think they are both super popular French luxury labels. For today, I want to go over a little bit comparing the difference in their prices, their history, their target audience, their style, maybe a little bit about their customer service, materials, and craftsmanship, and also their resale value, and ultimately come out with a verdict in terms of Celine versus Louis Vuitton, which is better and which is better for you. So let's get started. So to start off, for history, Celine actually came out in 1945, and it was a brand founded by a husband and wife, and originally actually made to measure children's shoes, which I had no idea about. But later on in 1960s, that's when the brand really entered into the luxury fashion industry. And then later on in 1996, this famous fashion group, Celine, got bought out by the world-renowned LVMH group. So now it's under this big umbrella. And next, I want to talk about Louis Vuitton. Now, Louis Vuitton is one of the oldest luxury fashion houses. Like, it is no surprise that, after all, it is one of the second oldest luxury brands that are still operational today, and is one of the most valuable brands in the world, at least for decades. This brand was initially founded in 1854, and Louis Vuitton began as an apprentice for a famous Parisian craftsman, and then later on really made a name for himself. In 1896, Louis Vuitton designed the now renowned famous LV monogram canvas, and then it's been featuring graphic symbols on canvas, and including the monogram that we see today. So what is the difference between Celine and Louis Vuitton, just beyond the history itself? Let's go right into it. The first thing I want to go over is their target audience. Celine, I think, is more geared towards a younger generation, and there's really no reason why I would exclude a older crowd. I do find Celine handbags to be very durable, but I do find that people who gravitate to it is in kind of the younger age bracket, would be, I would say, 20s to 40s, whereas Louis Vuitton is immensely popular, and it's attributed by how timeless and its longevity and its history. And I find that the age group that I targeted for Louis Vuitton is 30s, 40s, and beyond. Just a larger age range, I would say. Next, I want to talk about the style. I find that Celine is a little bit more elegant, very graceful silhouette. Definitely luxurious, but yet minimalistic. Minimalistic lovers would love the designs from Celine. It's very distinct in style, so. Whereas Louis Vuitton, I think, is a little bit more logo-centric designs. Some people call them grandma bags, but I think it to each their own. And also, it could not necessarily be a bad thing. Maybe it's grandma chic. I think that Louis Vuitton definitely has a distinct style that is surrounded by the whole story and branding that they have spent millions and billions of dollars on. So it's very distinct. Once you walk out with a Louis Vuitton handbag, even if you're not a handbag lover, you would know it's a Louis Vuitton. Okay, next I want to talk about price ranges. Celine, on average, I would say is between around $1,000 to $6,000, really depending if it's exotic leather bag that you're looking for that can retail up to $23,000 or so, whereas Louis Vuitton ranges from like around 1,000 up to 6,000. Very similar to Celine, but like I'm talking about coated canvas LV monogram handbags here that are generally considered a little bit more affordable than leather options. However, I think that both brands have regular price increase, so I must say these quotes for prices are not super reliable, but time will tell. Overall, I do find that Louis Vuitton handbags are just a little bit more expensive compared to Celine. All right, next I want to go into materials and craftsmanship. I do find that the Celine handbags are really well crafted. They come in like calfskin leather and available in like a range of different finishes. In addition to that, you'll find bags that are made from like coated canvases for Celine and lambskin, and exotic skins like lizard and crocodile available as well. I do find the Celine comes with incredible quality. They're very durable as well. So on to material and craftsmanship for Louis Vuitton. I think Louis Vuitton is by far known for the coated canvas and the decorated LV monogram, or like the demi-urbain or demi-assure, and this material is very durable and really stand the test of time. But they also have the epi leather, the leather fournaise, the emperor leather. There's just many different types of finishes and unique looks that they have incorporated with a lot of the handbags. I do find that a lot of Louis Vuitton handbags that I purchased here in North America generally are from the United States. There are some from France, maybe a few from Spain and Italy. It's not as common, but like a range of different places that these handbags are made in. Whereas for Celine, I find that their handbags are exclusively produced. A lot of it is just in Italy, and they're made by highly trained artisans. So each handbags are quite high quality in terms of standards. On a side note, I don't know if this is just from personal experience or just on a lot of bag forums. I've been hearing quality issues with craftsmanship for a lot of Louis Vuitton handbags, and I just don't know if that has to do with them diversifying from having a main manufactured location to multiple locations. It must be harder to maintain a standard as a result of this. So in terms of material craftsmanship, I would feel that Celine has a little bit of leg up for craftsmanship. For materials and variety, I think that both brands offer just as good of a variation. Resale value. Now for resale value, I find that Celine bags, although they are really beautiful handbags, just don't have amazing investment potential at this stage. Bags are incredibly trendy, but just doesn't have the mass market appeal. So as a result, I find the resale value for Celine handbags are just not as good as Louis Vuitton. Like if you look at the pre-loved market, there are just so many Speedies and monogram, the Neverfolds, the Almas with the logo and the monogram, and it just seems to sell easier on the resale market with reasonable kind of price retention. And with all the price increases annually with each of the brands, it's actually not uncommon, for example, for LV to retain the value, if not sometimes fetch a higher value if you maintain a good quality in the second-hand market. Lastly, I want to go over customer service, and I don't know if this is like a fair comparison because a lot of it comes from my personal experience. I think for Louis Vuitton, I've had really mixed experiences in terms of customer service. But for Celine, definitely, I think everyone's just treated me really kindly each time I've gotten to check out the store. So I think that's just really the luck of the draw. So what is my final verdict between Celine versus Louis Vuitton? Which is a better brand? Well, this is actually a really tough choice between these two brands. I really love both of them equally. I don't know if it's equally, but like for different reasons. I don't think Celine is as popular as the renowned Louis Vuitton, but I do think that the Celine brand has a lot going for it. They are both top brands for like amazing, beautiful handbags, but there are some important differences that will come into play for me when it comes to shopping for handbags from these brands, and I'm gonna bring this up and hopefully it'll be helpful for you to decide. Number one is the price range. I find that if you're more on a budget, the Celine handbags will be a little bit more affordable, a little bit more accessible compared to Louis Vuitton. Although I think the price difference is very minor. But if you're looking for something with resale value potential, definitely Louis Vuitton is the way to go. In terms of brand aesthetic, which I think should play like the largest component in the selection of Celine versus Louis Vuitton, I think it really depends on your style preference. If you're more of a effortlessly elegant, minimalistic silhouette, Celine is the way to go. But if you're looking for something loud and proud with like a much longer history significance related to it, I think Louis Vuitton is definitely a no-brainer choice for you. But if you're not worried about resale value and you love the sophisticated look and timeless design, I think Celine is a great iconic choice to go for, especially with the high quality that I've been seeing for some of the handbags. Well, that's it for today for the comparison between Celine versus Louis Vuitton handbags, which is the better brand. And hopefully this video was helpful for you in deciding which handbag works for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this mommy review, and I'll see you next time. Take care and stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.